Okay, so this is a red flag event. I wanted to make a statement first. The things I'm about to say are all based in opinion and based only in experiential knowledge of these things. What they really are, I'm not exactly sure, but this is what it looks like to the Aspie brain. I see specifically a type of Mennonite, a type of Potter's House, Latter-day Saint, and Jehovah's Witness person that aren't one sect. They're multiple sects. You have the Worldwide Church of God, and then others that just adjunctly step up and hang out. And of course, I did mention the Latter-day Saints, right? They're a huge part of something as a matrix that, although they're all different sections of Christianity, and they claim that they're all not on the same page or whatever, they seem to be the thing that in the slight has about a 4th or a 5th% of all of the AA rooms, or at least of all the rooms that are American original, like clubhouses. There's about 4 or 5 different factions there, and they seem to be at each other's throats. The really super Christian religious ultra one has power in specific places. I'm going to suggest Rosenfarb is one hub where the Beth Messiah Synagogue is at, with a bunch of other Christianities, the Jehovah's Witnesses, their non-denominationalism, throwing away, by the way, their 50c31, which literally means that they're going back to who they want to be as people who don't want to deal with the Johnson's Amendment. So it makes sense to say that they want to have their fingers in the homeless, doing what they do. And they're not always doing good, and not all of those people in even those churches are these people that I've had to deal with in my life, that have been mean and ugly and disrespectful, like Rosenfarb and his friends, allowing me in his church for 3 years while they stared me down, and I wouldn't do what his wife wanted me to do, that she would only whisper to herself in the midnight so that I had to guess, or the Spirit of God had to work through me for them to be able to accept any repentance. And that's how they keep themselves safe. That's fine. But when I transferred from his place, because I didn't want to go back and he didn't want me there and I had to go get sober. By the way, those are the other videos. I specifically went and got sober, but I found myself confronting things that made me really consider whether or not the Christian aspect of what I saw at Rosenfarb's place is really not in control of the room through their little friendships. They don't specifically have any control over it. So that's why there's this huge fight over what is and what isn't the matrix of their little places as 50c31s. With as many Christians stepping out of the 50c31, they're trying to stand up underneath what is AA's 50c31. Hope I crush them, because that's how it looks to me, sir. And it looks that way to me because of what both of these houses have done. The second house I went to, the Alano Club, not the Easy Does It Club in Norfolk, let's not get them disparagingly misinterpreted as being the same thing. The other room in Sparks, the Alano Club, I mentioned that as well, in a red flag, and the first I might add. There are good people there. But within a few days of my PTSD moment on that Sunday in July, and because I go there, they make sure that all the doors to all their place when I'm there is open. And then they lie to me about why, and they don't have the balls to ask me what's going on in my life and to be humans. And it's all because of this church discipline, or the discipline of AA, that is passed within this one section of people that sit in AA at about a 4th of what it is. At the best, maybe a 5th. You know what I'm saying? I mean, probably less than what I expect, but somewhere in there. And it tends to have power, and it's the large thing with a loud voice that steps fast. So it has power and authority and tends to lead there. So the rest are kind of followers. I don't really care for them or not care for them. They're in the room, but I'm not going to give them cover anymore. I'm not going to sit there and let them do the thing that they do with their tough love, telling me that I have to put up with the bully, calling me these creepy names, because it's all good in the room for him to do that. And I never called him out because I figured he was a mature person, and for whatever reason he was doing it, it was just stupid and he wouldn't do it. Maybe he was trying to test me. But no, I come to find out the last day of 2022, like I've said in the other video, that man was allowed because of the Confederates and the way that no one wanted to pay attention to me. Because of the Christian. Because I was going to go ruin Little Rosenfarb's thing. In my opinion, in the fantasy of all I saw him so involved with the gangs and so deep in it that I thought I saw Zimbardo running around in his disguise, wondering, when he would finally turn it off, or when finally someone would see it and turn it off for them before they caused a problem. And then I saw a lot of things occur that I can't go out without saying. I do think that they did these things, or are part of it, because their hands are so thick in something politically as militants that they even needed to run down people on the boat just to show how these people who are having this struggle do not belong in the military. They had them hang themselves after they had stuck them in alone corners trying to discipline them for months. These are people that are going through an isolation event in their own lives where they're struggling with their identity. And then these men who are in the teamed area on the boat, the Ford, start pushing them and not talking to them, not treating them like individuals, and then putting out reports of they're not doing what we want them to do. And they're playing a game with them that Carol plays in her church. I'm not really sure, will we allow people like Ellen White, born in 1827, to do what she does still in the church, let alone inside the AA rooms where they sit loosely as a coalition of Christianities saying we don't really run it, but yet they do have a huge influence in even the church discipline that's passed from room or clubhouse to clubhouse. There's nothing wrong with the steps. There's nothing wrong with the traditions. The one tradition that they're always breaking is they're not protecting the greater whole. The same thing happened when NA had to be born in their place in the 70s. And then when finally it was, and what they started seeing was homosexuality gain prominence in NA and come out of it and be strong, they started having a turnout and a dislike of those creatures in their place. And that's when this really strange political war of attrition happened between this Christian element that sits in the room and the rest of us. So that's what I think of them politically. They're innocent people trying to play their politics with the power that they have, and we all do it. It's all normal. There's nothing outside the lines about it for what we are as Americans. You see that Trump, the beautiful president that we have had, did that himself, tried to play the game of corporate upon the entire will of the people, and he lost. At least that's my estimation of it. I know you all think it was ripped off. I'm not here to tell you it wasn't. I'm here that, your guy's honestly innocent. Have him run it as innocence. That'd be good for him. Then maybe he will win everybody's vote. Hey, by the way, this has been Red Flag. I don't know if I got red flag on Trump. I was in his $5 million fine. So, later. Maybe he'll get that paid and we'll find that he's really innocent. Later, Trump. Have fun.